Right, then, it's a quick walk around video, and it will be quick because it's starting to rain, for a lovely CRV and a rare one. It's a 2-litre SET, which means it's got the sat nav, automatic petrol. Lovely car, just 61,000 miles. Comes with this lovely private plate on the car. It's a 2013 car, but it's really lovely. Finished in black, which always feels fantastic on these cars. Lights and lenses are clear and intact. No cracks or condensation. Bonnet very, very clean indeed. Can't see any obvious stone chips. Lovely and crisp in the flanks. Really, there's no sort of big, there's no dents I can see jumping out at all. The inside front alloy, really nice. Panel works very, very clean indeed. Inside rear alloy again, very good condition. Come around the back, bumper corners. Things now picking up as well, just to add to the fun. Inside the car, again, lovely and smooth in the panels there. So rear alloy, lovely condition. And rain panels again, excellent. You know, this is a technical black car. There is going to be the odd, very, very minor marks, but in all honesty, it's really, really crisp and nice. Coming into the back, enormous boots, and this has been kept in beautiful condition. That's not always the case because normally they're very heavily used. So coming into the back now, my camera has this weird habit of making the centre of the seats looking a bit pink. They're not. It is a black interior, which, like the boots, unlike so many CRVs which have been obliterated by kids in the back, my CRV is no different, and this one's been kept beautifully. Inside, lovely and clean. Full set of mats in the car. Passenger seat again, in super condition there. Finally comes the driver's door card, which again, lovely. Footwell area is really clean. The driver's seat itself, again, in super condition. Inside the car now, as always, the engine's running, so the dashboard can be seen illuminated. All in lovely condition. Sat nav, you can see working exactly as it should there. But been kept very nicely. Come to the main dashboard binnacle. Hopefully you can see 61,672 miles. The only warning light on is for the low fuel, which a bit of fuel will soon eradicate that. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual, pack and lock and wheel nut key, all here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 2-litre SET automatic. Car's registered M90EFC. And mileage at the start of the road test is 61,672. The reason we do these videos, and as I always say, especially actually this road test section, is to ensure that if anyone's online looking at any of the cars we're selling, they get to see the very car advertised actually in operation. And the reason that's important to us is because, unfortunately, like lots and lots of people, we've been to see cars which have looked absolutely fine in photographs or description, but only to get there and find out there's an obvious fault that shows up when you drive the car. So that's why we do it. We also do it on these very quiet country roads. Country road in this beautiful part of Gloucestershire. Even on a foul day like today, it's beautiful. This actually forms part of the road test route we take our customers on, and the theory, of course, is that it'll then be representative of what you'd feel yourself if you went for a drive in the car. So coming to the car, clearly been very well looked after, and it's immediately apparent as soon as you drive the car. Drives beautifully. Engine starts instantly and settles to completely smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car. I've put a bit of fuel in it now, so as you'll know from the walk around video, the fuel light was on, but that's now out. Temperature gauge running at a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be. Honda 4-cylinder engines are without doubt the best made anywhere. They're beautifully engineered. They've got all the trademark qualities you expect of a Honda. They are the most reliable and longest lasting engines in their class by quite a way. But also they're cam chain driven. There's no cam belts to worry about on them. But more than that, in all honesty, it's just how it delivers its power. It's such a docile, sweet-edged engine, so when you do put your foot down, you've got a crisp, beautifully engineered sound, and it comes from you know, a depth of engineering. It really is just beautifully done. Engine then feeds through into the auto gearbox, which, like the engine, has a reputation for being incredibly tough and reliable. The gear ratios clearly have been selected by Honda to maximise the engine, both in terms of performance and economy, so sort of a compromise between the two, and they've done a very nice job on it. Gear shifts are very slick and smooth, as you expect of any Honda vehicle. You can operate it manually. You've got the little tabs on either side. You can do it on the move as you're going along. Very rarely utilised, in all honesty. A lot of people have these, don't even realise they've got them in all honesty, you know. But they're quite handy if you're going to do an overtake where you just don't want any chance of the gearbox changing up halfway through the manoeuvre, which, you know, in theory can happen. You've still got the kick down facility on the gearbox. You put your foot down hard on the brake pedal, it'll go down a couple of gears. But this kind of overrides that, and you can do it any time on the move. You don't have to kind of pre-select the gearbox in any way. So as I'm driving along now, there's a little blank tab on the screen there. If I pull back, it's now second gear, third gear, fourth. I'm doing it all myself, up to fifth gear. So, you know, if there's a car in front now, I could drop it back a couple of gears, accelerate away, confidently it's not going to suddenly change up, back off when I've finished it, and within a few seconds, as it's done now, it goes back to neutral, not neutral, to auto mode. So all functions working perfectly. Then we come to the steering chassis of the car. Steering track's nice and straight. There's no vibrations at this speed, or any speed up to the legal limit actually. It is a lovely car to drive. You know, it does frustrate me, and I say it in lots of these videos, that you read some, you know, YouTube motor press type people driving the cars and they say, oh, they're just a bit dull, a bit this, a bit that. Well, do you know what? In essence, yes, I guess they are. But only in the sense that, you know, it does exactly what it's meant to do, simply brilliantly. It's not a sports car. It's got no pretensions to be a sports car whatsoever, but it is very accomplished, very polished on the road. The steering is beautifully weighted, very accurate, very precise, and reasonably quick. So when you turn, it's all going, and it all flows in one motion. Because the problem with tall, upright SUVs is, you know, laws of physics. You know, the centre of gravity is higher, so you can get a lot more motion going on, which can be particularly unpleasant. So if you make the springing of the car too soft, just to get a comfortable ride, you end up with a car that just lollops about with lots of secondary motions, which are the nauseating ones. And this is where the CR-V is absolutely brilliant. So when you do go through a series of, you know, quite challenging corners, the car doesn't lollop about. The body control is brilliantly controlled, and it flows really nicely if you push on, you know. But it isn't the sort of car to be, you know, if you're buying it to sort of drive it hard and to maximise grip out of the car. No, it's not that sort of car. If you're buying it as a family runaround, it is simply brilliant because the ride is wonderfully polished, very, very comfortable indeed. Incidentally, no rattles, no clonks, nothing can run from underneath the vehicle, all absolutely as tight as a drum. Brakes, make sure no one's behind, are really nice and solid. There's no pulsing or vibrations coming back to the brake pedal, which is what I'm looking for in particular. Obviously that shows disc wear. By the way, all of these things are going to be checked because it's going to be going through an independent MOT, taken away from us to have that done. But I don't envisage they're going to find anything of any note. And then finally coming inside, the first thing you notice straight away, which videos can never sort of get across, is, you know, how well built these things are. And I'm not talking about, again, initial build quality that always can be quite superficial. You know, cars that sort of big thunky doors and squidgy plastics. Honda know what this car is going to be used for, and so they select the materials accordingly. So they're robust, they're strong, they're easy to keep. So that's just these speed warning chimes, which I'll turn off because they annoy me. Yeah, just it's selected because they know things are going to get spilt, dropped, knocked against, and they're very, very resilient to it. But there's, you know, it's just beautifully assembled. The dash itself is very simple and easy to use. You know, a day or so in the car and you've mastered it really. It's that easy to use. Sat nav, as you can see, working perfectly. You've got a dual zone climate control underneath, so you can have, in theory at least, different temperatures side to side. That pumps out lovely cold air, because we tried in a nice warm workshop earlier on. As I always say, what I love about the Hondas is when you press any button, you get this lovely damped, high quality feel to the controls, and it's not just an impression. It is real. It's substance to it. Dash in front, binnacle, simple, easy, crisp dials, very easy to take the information in. And then you've got this lovely leather-bound steering wheel. There is no button for the four-wheel drive. This is a four-wheel drive version because not all CR-Vs are four-wheel drive, but you don't do anything. It does it all for you. Honda, right from the outset, designed the car because they knew that most people will be driving, as I am right now, where you don't need four-wheel drive on. So basically, it runs the most efficient way possible, two-wheel drive only and front-wheel drive. Only if it needs to go into four-wheel drive will it do so, and it'll do it more quickly than you could ever react, because it's done via the traction control system of the car. So as soon as the front wheel starts to lose grip, the rear wheels seamlessly come in, and you suddenly just get the sensation of someone almost pushing you in the back, because you suddenly just get grip. We own two CR-Vs currently, but we always have a CR-V in the family. We tow a caravan and we've never come close to getting stuck with one. It is a very, very, very good system. And the advantages are patently obvious. You're going to use less fuel, you're going to get through your tyres less quickly, and you put far less mechanical stress through the vehicle as well as a consequence of it. So much so, in fact, that in nearly 3 decades selling CR-Vs, of which we have sold thousands, I genuinely can't remember ever putting a spanner on one in terms of the four-wheel drive system. So it is a very, very robust system. The car drives absolutely perfectly. It really is a joyful car to drive, this one.